And what we wanted to do is make sure you understood it, but of course, being the general counsel, I sometimes have to put this on the board and say, we don't treat, cure, diagnose, or cure anything. We give the body what it needs, when it needs it, so it can do exactly what it was designed to do, which is take care of itself. If you ever find a company that says we cure, treat, diagnose, or cure, what do you usually do? There you go. See, you guys know this. I mean, I don't have to train. I love this part. The other thing is this. We have known for a long time that we cause disease in this country one way and one way only. It's called the hand-to-mouth disease. Our hand finding our mouth way too often with the wrong thing. They'll tell you heart disease is the #1 killer. They'll tell you a lot of things, but the reality is this. If we can give people the right nutrition at the right time, the body is designed to take care of itself. That's what we're here to do. That's what we want to do, and that's how we want to educate you. And in fact, this afternoon, I want to make sure everyone pays attention when Laura Brandt and Ryan Kaminsky, our new Director of Marketing, talk about the new assessment, because we're taking that thing to a whole new level. And you're going to learn more about that this afternoon and tomorrow. But one of the other things I want to make sure everyone understands is IDLife's commitment when it comes to ID nutrition. See, because sometimes this part is lost. And what I mean by that is we have a commitment that we are going to constantly change. We are going to constantly improve. We are always going to make this thing better. We're never going to be satisfied where we are. If we find something that has improved in science, technology, or the delivery of nutrients, guess what? We'll be the first ones to jump. But we're not going to jump on a bandwagon.
Woo! That's good. That's good.
Hold on one second.
Hey, real quick, if you're standing up, okay, this session he's doing right now, he's going to do it the next hour, all right? So if you're standing up, you're going to go next door, okay? You go over there, and you can watch how the team build, do that, and then come back and watch this session the next hour, okay? So
I promise I'll say the same exact thing.
you're not going to miss anything, all right? Thank you.
No, I won't. There's no chance, because guess what? This isn't scripted, because we're talking from the heart here. Okay? I mean, and the idea behind this commitment is simple. Are you guys ever satisfied with anything that you have?
No.
Okay, you guys aren't committed to this relationship. Are you ever satisfied with what you have? So many people in life, when they start down a path, what it is they kind of get that car that they kind of wanted, and they get satisfied. Or they get, that bill paid for, and they kind of get satisfied. What we look for is the people that are never satisfied. They're always wanting to get better, because guess what? Most of us, our greatest limitation in life is ourselves. There's so much more potential in every one of us. Guess what? There's so much more potential. Even though we can say we have the greatest products out there is still potential to make them better. And that's our commitment. So one of the entities that we partnered with is a company called Ajinomoto. See, Ajinomoto, you may have never heard of them before, but when I say industry leader in amino acids, I mean they have technology that nobody else has.
That's awesome.
They deliver it in a way that no one else does. They have an unbelievable track record in this space, and the best part is they were actually willing to partner with IDLife because of who IDLife is and actually allow us to use their branded ingredients in our products.
Nice.
So what we wanted to do is bring Bernardo Gonzaga from Ajinomoto to the stage to basically let him explain who Ajinomoto is, what they do, and why we partnered together. So give it up for Bernardo.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you to IDLife for allowing me to be here today. I'm very excited today to talk a little bit about Ajinomoto and who we really are and what we represent. Just want to make sure this thing's working. There we go. So today I'm going to talk to you about amino acid technology. We're all aware of what amino acids are. They're very popular and utilized in dietary supplements. But one of the things you should know is Ajinomoto is the global leader in amino acid technology. We discovered monosodium glutamate back in the early 1900s, and from there, all of our amino acids are manufactured from that technology, which is fermentation technology. We started to mass produce amino acids, which we supply globally all over the world. Today, our business is really broken up into two main divisions. One is the food division, and the second one is what we refer to as our biofine division, which is really focused on life support healthcare. This is the side where we manufacture amino acids. They're utilized in specialty chemicals and personal care. applications such as shampoos, conditioners, moisturizers. We also utilize them for animal nutrition. And then we also utilize them, as we all know, dietary supplements. From the food side of the business, amino acids are very versatile. They're utilized in seasonings. They're utilized for stability, texturization of foods. And therefore, all of our amino acids are very, very versatile. And you can use them anywhere from everyday household products like foods to dietary supplements to help benefit your body and provide you with a great way of life. The company itself is global. We do about 10 billion US sales annually. We have facilities all over the world, and we're very R&D focused and driven. Manufacturing sites. We have about 118 manufacturing sites globally, and they're scattered all over the world. The one I represent is the Ajinomoto North America Amino Acid Technologies Division, which is located in Raleigh, North Carolina. But we have facilities also in Brazil, we have them in France, we have them in Shanghai, and we also have various in Japan as well. This is a picture of the Raleigh, North Carolina facility. Currently, it is the only facility in the United States that actually manufactures pharmaceutical grade amino acids. We've been manufacturing them since the early 80s, and Ajinomoto has actually been doing business in the United States since the early 1900s. We utilize them, we sell them particularly to the drug application market, people who utilize them for IV applications and whatnot. And one of the things that we have done to be able to keep up with the global demand is that we just announced a $35 million expansion to expand our purification site. We can manufacture a lot of amino acids. It's actually a relatively simple process, but it's the purification that separates us from everybody else. The Immunoscience Division, which is based in Raleigh, North Carolina, is broken up into three major groups. And that's the Amino Acid Technologies, which is where we manufacture bulk raw materials. We have the Wellness and Sports Nutrition group, which actually manufactures produces dietary supplements for sale all over the world as well. So we do have experience into product development and how to properly utilize amino acids for these sort of applications. And then finally, the Specialty Chemicals Division, which, as I mentioned, manufactures humectants, emollients, surfactants that are derived from amino acids and not from petrochemicals. So amino acids. What are amino acids? I think we're all pretty familiar with them. They're the building blocks of life, right? And it's important to understand that amino acids, after water, are the second most important macronutrients. I mean, amino acids are utilized by the body to make various proteins that are very important to the body. Perfect example of that is hair, keratin. Keratin is made up of a tremendous amount of amino acids. Skin, bones, antibodies, enzymes, muscles. We all know amino acids to be very beneficial for muscles, but we always forget that they also do other important functions within the body. Amino acids, they all have different taste profiles. Some of them taste very sweet. A perfect example of that would be an amino acid glycine, which if you looked at it, looks very similar to table sugar. It also tastes somewhat like sugar, although not as intense. But then you have your bitter amino acids, which are like branched chain amino acids we're all familiar with. They taste very, very bitter. You need some pretty good flavor technology to be able to mask them. And then you have the other amino acids that are referred to as sour or umami flavor, which means savory, that tastes somewhat like meat or kind of meaty, if that makes any sense. It's a little gross. Amino acids are very versatile. They're utilized anywhere from biotech, pharma applications, to personal care, to health food, dietary supplements, yes, even food and flavor. If you ever wondered and looked at a food product and you see chicken flavor, this product contains chicken flavor. You ever wonder how you squeeze a chicken to get all that flavor out? Yeah, you don't realize that amino acids are utilized as part of the process. What they do is they actually enhance that savory flavor. But they're natural, they're of natural origin, so they can be considered as natural flavors. enteral diet or medical food applications, feeding tube applications, and then of course IV applications, very essential. One of the things that we found is lately, more and more people are requesting amino acids in everyday use, whether it's personal care products, whether it's food products. What we found recently is that amino acids have become mainstream, really. And as a matter of fact, 62% of adults are aware of amino acids, which is on par with that of garlic and zinc, and actually just behind antioxidants. Antioxidants, everybody knows what antioxidants are, how important they are to the body. But these amino acids now, people are starting to realize, hey, they're just as essential to us as any other supplements that are out there. As far as consumption, almost 10% of consumers are looking to consume more amino acids. We've seen protein. Protein has just skyrocketed over the past decade. More and more people are consuming proteins. You even go to the supermarket and look at foods and say, with X amount of protein, right? Now that's a marketing term. They want to promote protein. Well, there are various ways to get protein, whether it be through whey or whether it be through pea, a vegetable source, or also amino acids, which give you the benefits of what protein does. This is the most common question that I get. Amino acids, how are they made? Where do they come from? A lot of the times, most people have no idea where they come from. And there are three major ways to produce amino acids. The first one is fermentation, which is a natural source. It's a natural process. It starts with plant-based raw materials, starting materials. And then from there, that's where we get the amino acids. The other one is an enzymatic process, right? You get a protein source, something like duck feathers in this case, very common source of protein for this side of the industry, believe it or not. The other starting source is also human hair.
Oh my
So
gosh.
for enzymatic production of amino acids, the two main sources are duck feathers, bird feathers, or human hair. And what you do is you're really breaking down those peptide bonds, and then eventually you filter out everything and you're left with amino acids. And the final process is the synthesis, or chemical synthesis, which utilizes chemical starting materials. However, at Ajinomoto, we use fermentation. We are the global leader in fermentation technology.
Thank you.
Here's a good look at what fermentation does. This is actually a very nice way to explain it, as opposed to the tech documents that we have, which is just really confusing. But from here, you can see that we use starting materials. We put in this massive tank. From there, we add our key confidential materials, right? Whether it be like vitamins, or whether it's our microbial strains that are non-GMO. From there, it goes through the fermentation process. They start to produce amino acids. Once we see a certain amount of amino acids within the tank, we put it through biomass filtration, where we start to eliminate impurities. Impurities could be anything, including amino acids. Other amino acids might have a counter effect to amino acids, so we want to provide you with as pure as possible of the amino acid that we're trying to manufacture at that time. It crystallizes, it dries, and from there we sift and we provide you with AjiPure amino acids. And now we're excited to introduce and partner up with IDLife with AjiPure. And AjiPure, really what it stands for purity, quality, and safety. And from here, what we do is we're trying to create a consumer awareness and let them know where these amino acids are derived from. And we're very excited to know that IDLife will be utilizing and coming out with products that will now include or incorporate AjiPure amino acids. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernardo. I want to make sure you guys heard one thing, because sometimes this crowd can be, you get sciencey and you don't really hear it. The only U.S. manufacturer of pharmaceutical grade amino acids there is in the country. Is that something you can use in talking with anybody?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. All right, now that was impressive, but guess what? We didn't stop there. We also decided, hey, look, what if we went out and we partnered with the best enzyme and probiotic company there is out there? What if we did that? What if we're actually feeding the gut What if we're giving them what they need? What if we're basically trying to give your body not only a probiotic, but the best one that's out there? Helping with the enzymes that you need with all of the issues. By the way, if you didn't know, enzyme formula used to be called something called anti-inflammatory. We can't use that word anymore. I didn't use the word, I said it used to be, so if you associate, it's not my fault. Just trying to be helpful. But here's the best part. You know, when we asked Deerland to bring somebody to the stage to explain what it is they do in enzymes and probiotics, they didn't just send someone. What they sent somebody with, he has the title of Director of Education.
Yeah.
He has been doing this for over 35 years. When I say industry expert, I was literally worried about one thing and one thing only, because I get to deal with our SciMed team all the time. I said, you understand you have 10 minutes to talk about what you've been talking about for 35 years. I said, so here we go. So without any further ado, let's welcome John Davidson to the